Hey, what's going on, everybody? Now listen, you guys know we're now in our My Forex Journey series where I'm explaining to you guys how I got started in the financial markets. In the first 6 segments, I explained just that, how I got started in the Forex markets, how I realized the Forex markets, or the financial markets rather, up to this point. I had explained to you guys some of the ups and downs of my own personal life, you know, how I lost things, how I lost everything at some point in time, and how I got things started back up, how I bounced back, I'll say. I had explained to you guys how I made that transition from losing everything to now have my head on straight, where, you know, I was very ambitious. You know, I'm just being very, very ambitious. I shared with you guys how I met Marv, and how even in that circumstance at first it wasn't all too good, but then he realized that I was a stand-up person and I was just young and ambitious, you know. I then explained some of the ups and downs in other financial vehicles that we had gotten involved with, and I shared with you guys Petro America's situation, how we had invested in that and lost dearly with that. Around this time, I remember, had been maybe 2008, 2009, 2008 or 2009, I had bought a property, had a lot of stuff going on, juggling a number of different hats. I had realized Forex. Now, for whatever reason, every time there was something in my life that happened that was sort of bad, there was always another way for me to get around that bad situation. And looking back, I think that finding Forex in 2008, 2009-ish, it was like my way of getting past and beyond that bad situation with Petro America. Finding Forex for the first time, just like everybody else, I've told you guys time and time again, I lost dearly in the market. I lost dearly. Mind you, at this point, I had funds where I could put into the Forex market. You know, I had monies where I could put into the Forex market. I was 4 or 5 years into buying property now, so I had the money. I had a disposable income where I could put inside of the Forex market, and I was losing money here and there. The first time I traded, I never forget, I put $525 or $30 in. I thought $500 it's nothing bad, and I put $500 in, and I never forget, the first time I traded, I took that account to nearly 1,800 in like 30 to 45 minutes, and I was really like, I was amazed. I said, all this stuff that I had gone through in the previous years, let's go back 5 years from that point, 4 or 5 years from that point, when I lost everything. Here I am finding Forex, and I had made 3-4 times my investment in 30 to 45 minutes. And I thought to myself, I done tapped into a world or an opportunity that I never even knew existed. And it was just like, wow, if it's this good, man, like, this is crazy in a good way. Well, 30 to 45 minutes after that, I say like 30 minutes after I had nearly quadrupled my account, I lost everything that I had profited. Everything. And then by the next morning, I had actually lost all the money inside of my account. You guys know how it is. You blow an account, you're left with like, I don't know, $1 and some change, maybe even less than that. Sometimes you might even owe them, you know. And that was my story. And I kept having that situation happen. Put money in, get wiped out. Put money in, get wiped out. I remember I put $10,000 into the market, and I thought to myself, there's no way that I could lose this money, because there's a lot of money that could be, that, you know, there's just a lot of money that I'm playing with. It's just a lot of money. But the problem was, I still did not know how to trade. I didn't have an idea as to, you know, what to look for in the market. I didn't know why I was getting into the market. You know, I remember when I first traded, I thought, well, if I see the candle going up, because at the time I was trading off the 1 hour chart. And I thought, well, if I see the candle going up, I'm going to go with it. Of course, I had some wins, I had some losses too, mainly losses, and that didn't work. It didn't work. And the more and more I thought I was making headway, the farther away from the profit, the real profit I was making. It was crazy. And that was one of the things that really, and I'm talking about me finding Forex and me putting the $500 some in and quadrupling my account. It gave me a different perspective on like the financial markets. I thought to myself, you know what? Here I am. I never knew anything about Forex, and I actually quadrupled my account with no knowledge. I quadrupled my account, and it was just, but what I was doing, I got into the market off of the candle. I just rolled the candle up, you know. And I'm talking about if I saw a green candle indicating going up, I went long. And that wasn't good, because you guys know the market will change from one color to the next. It may, if your candles are white and green, it may go white then green, or green and white. You know, it'll change on you all within 1 hour. I was trading off the 1 hour chart. You know, I didn't know any better. You know, so I had them losses. And unfortunately, the way that I was trading with no type of money management plan in place, I was just getting in. Had no type of discipline. I was getting in, and if the market went up and I was in profit, then all of a sudden it turned around on me, and now I'm in the negative. Well, I would add to the position. Okay, well, okay, now let me shut out the buy, and now let me put a sell in, and it will go down. And I may be in profit, but I'm looking at, well, I gotta get back what I just lost running the market up, and the market will go down, and before I can get that back, it'll go right back up. So now I'm operating off of 2 failing trades. Then it goes back up, all within the same candle, and now I shut that out. So then I'm constantly losing up and down. And that was my life. That was the story. And it really didn't change for me until I nearly gave up and said, screw it. Because even before this, and I've kind of took some pieces of the story out. I left some pieces of the story out. I had realized options, and it wasn't good for me. I lost my tail on options. Lost all the time. Everything I put in, I lost. Sitting on the edge of my seat. That was just crazy. I do believe that now, with my comprehension of the markets being more advanced, I can go in and I can crush the market, but I don't want to do that. I can crush the market and do much better with Forex. That's what I feel. You know, I love trading Forex. So that small time frame where I got into options, that wasn't my thing. I realized sitting on the edge of my seat, nah, that's not for me. And then and I think I realized both of them around the same time, and I stuck with the Forex side, and Forex was just that's where I really showed out. You know, I lost a lot on both sides. I lost a lot in all the Forex markets. Matter of fact, just to give you guys a little clarity, when I stayed doing penny stocks, because I like the idea of attacking, a company that's new, fresh, and with great opportunities on their horizon. and get in at the ground level and watch that thing jump up. I'm talking about if you can buy just like with Petro America, you could take $100 and buy thousands of shares. I'm like, that's a no-brainer. If this thing jumps to 1 penny, you done made a lot of money, let alone $1. You're really smoking. $10, oh my goodness, you're buying up states. No, I'm just kidding, but you guys get what I'm saying. It was just, I saw the opportunity. So penny stocks, it was nothing because, see, I comprehended, if you remember going back to when I first started looking at the business section, looking at the 52-week high and low, I comprehended all that. I knew that if I got in a real low, then there was opportunity. If there was a nice range between the low and the 52-week high, I saw the opportunity there. You know, especially if the current price was favoring the low. You know, so looking at the penny stocks, it was hard for me to break out of that trading them because I knew that there were times where I wasn't losing all the time in stocks. You know, I bought into a number of them, but there were some that I bought into and they would decline. You know, some I would have the good days and bad days, but what it really happened, what got me out of stocks altogether, was when the Facebook's, you know, IPO dropped. I got in as soon as it opened, boom, and then it dropped. And I said, you know what? I'm done with stocks. Done with stocks. And that was me trying to play both sides of the fence, straddling the fence, straddling, you know, doing the stocks and Forex. And I decided to just be done with stocks altogether. And I took a loss on Facebook, and I sold off luckily my penny stocks. I was in profit, so I didn't take that much of a beating in terms of my overall loss at that time. So that was a good thing because, mind you, 2012, 12 or 13, Facebook just launching their IPO, you know, you talking, that was only 5 years ago, and I had some time into the game, so I knew what was what. I knew what to look for. Things didn't really change for me. Things didn't really change until I had my epiphany, and this came at a point when I was constantly looking at the charts. I was staring at the charts all the time. Everything that I did, I had to look at my charts. I lost a lot of sleep looking at my charts. I would say, you know what, I'm not doing that with the family. You guys could do that. I'm going to stick with looking at the charts because I'm going to learn this. I will learn this. And I kept staying at it. I prayed about it, and there was a lot of, I still took losses, still took L's, but when I had the epiphany, I'll never forget this, and I saw it as clear as day. Came to me in a dream. I was looking at my charts, and in the dream, it was revealed to me how to trade Forex. It was more so the long-term perspective, from a long-term perspective. And when I woke up, I remember thinking first, like, was I really dreaming? Because it felt so real. You guys know how when you have these dreams, they feel so real. You wake up like, dang, like, that felt so real, you know? And I had to sit up and I had to think to myself, was that really real? And I had to try to keep myself in that same space so that I wouldn't forget about the dream. You guys know sometimes you have dreams, and as the day progresses, you forget about, you know, the snapshots of that dream. It starts to fade. So I was worried that when I fully awakened, that I would forget about it if my mind starts to wander off. So I hurried up and I went to my charts to see if what I saw in my dream was really real. And when I saw that, game was over. Game was over. And that's when things started to really change. and I just had to, then I had to break down what I saw in the dream. I had to realize, had to stare at the charts and compare one chart to the other, to the next, until I realized there's something that I'm seeing across all the charts. And it didn't matter what chart I was on, I saw a pattern across all the charts. And all I had to do is then break down, okay, what's really going on? Let me figure out what is it that they're telling me in terms of when should I get into the market. And once I started to really, and it took time. It didn't come to me that very same day. It took even more time to look at the charts and try things out, make some moves and still fail. You know, it took time for me to sort of iron everything out. But the progress improved drastically. And that's something that I can try to, well, I could explain it to the best of my ability, but most people will never be able to comprehend it because they never experienced it. And that's the hardest part of doing what I do. Like standing in front of people and telling them my experience, hoping that they comprehend, but knowing that most people will never experience the same thing. So in your mind, in my mind, sometimes I have to fight with this thought, they'll probably never get it. And I believe that as long as I make things as simple as possible, keep finding new ways to sort of, being innovative, finding ways to break things down in different ways, using certain analogies so that people can feel it. You know, I feel like I can teach anybody how to trade Forex. Anybody. And it's because of what came to me. I feel like what was brought on to me, that epiphany anyone could have had the same epiphany. I feel like it came to me, I was chosen, and I did something with it. I didn't ignore the sign. Sometimes we ignore our intuitions. We ignore our gut. It speaks to us. You guys know that, you have the good thoughts, the bad thoughts. You have the devil on one end. We have to pay attention to what is coming to us. I'm telling you, it's powerful. So I wanted to break this down for you guys, but up to this point. But I want to share in the next video. I'm going to share with you guys some other experiences I had along the way that shaped how I think and shaped how I deal with business. All right? I'll see you guys in the next video.